Okay.
Hello, ladies and gents. We are back for another episode, and we've got the full complement of the panel. So, myself hosting, joined by Kyle, Greg, Matty, and Dave. Thanks for joining us, guys. We're doing it a bit earlier today because Kyle has got to watch the Love Island final.
Come on, Millie and Liam. Come on.
You've got problems, mate. Seriously.
The funny thing is, behind him, he's signed that says Love. It actually had Ireland underneath, but he's had to take that down before we started recording.
I've decorated the house, didn't I? Like the Eurovision night. Get the decorations up.
But yeah, let's get straight into it, lads. First things first, I'm just going to go through our predictions. Not our upcoming predictions, but our results that we've done for the past week. So I'll go through them and just give you our standings, and then we'll come back to it at the end to do our predictions for the upcoming game. So the first result that we're going to break down is Liverpool 2, Burnley 0. And none of us got that correct, but we all got the result right in the terms of Liverpool winning. So we all got 2 points for that one.
Well done.
The next game was Leeds 2, Everton 2. And believe it or not, two of the boys, Kyle and Dave, have called a Desmond. They've called a
Desmond.
That's
emotional when I saw it.
Well
Unbelievable.
I had to turn it off. I couldn't watch the last 20 because I thought if I keep watching, it's going to be another goal in this. I had to switch to turn another game on. I'm too nervous.
I don't know how there weren't as well. Both teams were having efforts towards the end. I don't know how that stayed too all. But yeah, so Kyle and Dave got 5 points there. Greg had 1-1, so Greg got 2 points, and me and Matty come up dry. The next result was Southampton 1, Man United 1. Bit of an upset, Man United getting a point. And none of us called a draw there, so we all got all got ducks there. And then the last one was Arsenal 0, Chelsea 2. And 4 of us got Chelsea winning, so we got 2 points. And one of our very own gooners got this spot on. Matty got 2-0 to Chelsea. So the week's standings were, I come up rock bottom with 4 points, followed by Greg with 6 points, Boyle with 7, and Kyle and Dave both with a massive 9 points. So as it stands in our predictor, we have got myself bottom with 6 points. Fucking hell, most of you got more than that this week. Then Greg with 10. Joint second, we've got Dave and Matty. And at the top, we've got Jonesy setting the pace.
13 How many points is Kyle on then?
He's on 13, so he's 2 ahead of you.
And me and Dave are what, 11?
Yeah, so he's got 4 correct results and 1 exact score, and you boys have got 3 correct results and 1 exact score.
Well
it's just Man United, early season form. It's exactly like it's up.
You see what happens when I take it seriously? You see, I'm taking it serious this year.
We'll remind you of that. I'm going to snippet that little clip, and I'll remind you of that when we get towards the back end of the season.
And I've overtaken you at the bottom.
But yeah, so I've mentioned the scores that we had this weekend. So now we'll go straight into talking about each game, and then we'll come back to the predictor at the end to do our new scores. So the first game, like I said, was Liverpool 2, Burnley 0. So we'll go to you, Greg. What were your thoughts on the game, mate?
To be fair, after last year, losing to them, it's one of them, isn't it, with Burnley. You just never know what sort of Burnley are going to turn up, because if they do turn up, they'll give anyone a game with their the way they try and beast it and just get the ball forward. But yeah, I was quite happy really. We fans back in, very surprised to see Harvey Elliott start.
Yeah, I was surprised there as well.
Obviously, on the game, very well deserved to actually get his place, because he set, mate, for an 18-year-old making his first Premier League start. I mean, slotted in, and even where he was playing him, like in the midfield three, I was a bit like, what, against Burnley, like, you know, they're so rough, they're so physical. I thought, really, like, but you know, he justified his place, and he didn't look out of place one bit, like, and he was actually well involved.
He held his own, didn't he? Like, he had a few moments where you could tell he was a bit nervous, I think.
And they played on. They played on that as well. They smashed him a couple of times, and one of them was one of them was on the edge of the box as well. So it wasn't the greatest place to lose the ball. But at the end of the day, you know, like, we're gonna, I think, as a team and as fans, we'll sort of allow, with a talent like that, you've got to allow anything sort of to go, as long as you know he's progressing and playing more minutes and doing well. So yeah, but just overall, yeah, I mean, good result for us, to be honest. And we played all right.
I thought Matip was superb.
Have you seen, like, our record when he plays is a joke?
Yeah, it's just keeping him fit, isn't it?
Yeah, he's just one of them that he obviously, you know, he does get injured. But when he does play and start, I think it's something like 15, 16 games. We've only lost one.
Yeah,
like,
says it all, doesn't it?
He is, and we got him for free. I mean, it's an absolute player to have.
Where did you get him from, Greg?
Oh, was it Leverkusen?
It
was a German side, wasn't it?
Do you know what? I don't know where we actually got, but we got him for free. Like,
was it Schalke? Schalke, yeah, I just looked it up. Schalke.
Business-wise, for free transfer, yes, he's had his injury problems, but when he plays, he's you know, he's so tall, he's physical.
Unit, isn't he?
And, you know, fully fledged international, you know, so he's been around. But
fucking hell, yeah. If you were Cameroonian, you'd be a fully fledged international and all.
Roger Miller's nephew.
But yeah, very happy with the game, really, like, and the result. I mean, Tsimikas, again, he's had a brilliant start.
Yeah, he's a great boy.
Yeah, I know, he's doing really well. Like, obviously, last year he looked a bit whack, man. Like, obviously, you know, he's just come in. He wasn't really up to what we were doing and stuff like that. But you can see now he's had the pre-season, and he's looking like an absolute player. And
he looked class, didn't he, the weekend?
And even, you know, just to be an understudy and to have him now knowing what he needs to do, what he needs to produce to play at that level. And I think he's got 2 assists already, isn't he? Like,
yeah.
So,
question for you, actually, Greg. What do you do now? Do you bring Robertson back in?
It's hard, isn't it? Because
yeah, but do you have to, Carl? He's not 100% for one. And you can't drop him out. That's a way of killing a man's...
Yeah, if the other fella's got momentum and Liverpool are winning, then Robertson has to earn his place back.
To be honest, I think he has to play, obviously, until Robertson's back in and proves he's fully fit. Because
Matt, I'll spin it on you then. So Kolasinac is playing blinding, but Tierney's back fit. You're telling me you want to leave Tierney out and wait for him?
I think
there's big room for Tierney elsewhere in that team.
I think the comparison between Kolasinac and
Tierney, we'll get to them in a minute.
I would say so.
Exactly. Again, the fact that Kolasinac is shit,
and he looks like he's on his way out, having his contract cancelled. So
Tsimikas was shit last season. I say me and Greg used to laugh about that prick.
Yeah, but listen, he's turned a new leaf, all right? We're talking, you know, he's he's
doing well.
But Jota, again, do you know what? For someone so
player he is, by the way.
For someone so small, he gets in all the right areas and scores loads of headers. It's unreal.
He does score a lot of headers, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
And to hear that roar, like, at the Kop was unreal. Like, again, obviously for so long. But yeah, just I think
never heard it anyway.
I was going to say it, but
they turn them up on the telly anyway.
Ouch.
How's that button getting on? All right.
See you later.
What did you think about Trent and all? He seemed like he's getting back to himself.
Yeah, well, I think not going to the Euros was the best thing that could happen for him, for Liverpool. Obviously not for, you know, like, for him
on a personal level, yeah.
He would have wanted to go, but I think for everything, for Liverpool and and for him, in a way, just the best thing that could have happened. He's obviously gone away. He's got fit. He's got strong, and he started on form and long may it continue. I mean, he's only 22. Do you know what I mean? And he's been in our team since he was 18. And
it's true. He's so young still, isn't he?
Like a veteran.
Yeah, he does.
It's crazy.
And it's like he hasn't. Yes, he's had that bad spell, but he's never had any time out of the team to assess what's gone on, what's happening. He's just had to play the whole time. So a drop in form was always, and the level that he was playing at. Do you know what I mean? A drop in form was always going to happen at some point. But hopefully he just comes back and is as strong as what he was before. He's showing at the minute.
Well, if he does come back through it, mate, and he sort of regains that form, he'll be a better player for it.
Oh, 100%.
Then the odd bad spell won't even affect him. He'll just come back stronger. It's not a problem.
But do you see him coming into the midfield, Greg? Eventually.
Eventually, he will.
He seems to do more and more bits in the middle of the pitch now.
I think he's too big
while he's there.
Depends what we get right-sided wise. If we I don't ever think Nico Williams would be good enough. But it depends. Yeah, I mean, if he was to go and say a right back came along that he really liked and was to replace him, who's to say that he wouldn't put Trent there? But he's just, I don't know. It's weird. That's his position at the minute, and no one's ever going to take him out at this minute.
Well, Milner will probably still be going in about 5 years' time. So he'll probably go right back and move Trent forward.
But yeah, just very happy that started well. I know it's only Norwich, Burnley. We got Chelsea at the weekend, but 2 wins out of 2, confidence. I think Salah was unlucky. Like it probably was offside, but again, Elliot was involved in that. Like, I mean, you're talking milliseconds. If he plays that little second earlier, or if he holds his run that little, it's an assist for him. But yeah, unlucky with that. And then the goal, like the second goal, sort of typified what we've lost with Van Dijk a lot, which was that big raking diagonal ball. No one else sort of plays that when he's not even playing or whatever. Yeah. But again, he's switched the ball. Elliot's taking it on his chest out of the fucking sky, and then into Trent. That ball round the corner to Mane was decent, and the finish was deep. It was just an all-round.
The way he slipped that through, that assist from Arnold, that little top draw away, he just turned out.
Yeah, that was class.
Playing in that area for years.
It was, that second goal was decent, like all round from start to finish.
There's one other thing I wanted to run by you, because I was sort of, I'm still a little bit interested by the whole Mane and Salah thing and the relationship between the players, because I'm still convinced there's a bit of an underlying tension between them.
They look like they hate each other, don't they?
Well, I don't think they hate each other. I think Mane hates Salah. We've mentioned it a few times previously, and I noticed watching the game this weekend, there was a couple of occasions, one in particular in the second half, because I'm watching it. I had Salah as my captain in my fantasy football team, so I'm fucking cheering Mo Salah on, like my life depends on it. And there was one occasion in particular, it was probably about an hour in, and Mane picked the ball up just inside the box on the left-hand side, and he had a defender about to close him and the keeper come in, and Salah made a great run onto the right-hand side of the box. All he had to do was just play it across, and it's like a classic FIFA goal, the tapping.
Yeah.
And he just looked. It's not like he didn't notice him. He looked and then head down and just ran forward himself and got tackled.
He done a little turn, little back heel turn, didn't he? He was like, no,
he just like, it was almost like you went, not you, mate. I'm Kane.
Yeah, exactly.
I've sort of hit on the point before that.
Imagine we had such problems
at the start of the relationship, like when they first was. It didn't matter who scored, and they were just happy to be part of it. Then I think they started to really battle each other, and then obviously Salah was winning the battle, and Mane, he looked unhappy a little bit last year, just in general with being sub because he was out of form, and even with Klopp, like when he lost his rag with Klopp.
He stormed off, didn't he?
I think that was at Old Trafford, wasn't it?
Yeah, he didn't shake his hand and that.
Like, so it kind of looked like he was losing his rag with Liverpool in a way. But I do think that there's something there. But I do think that they're sort of getting better back. But then, I didn't really notice that he didn't really pass to it. But then look how many times Salah hasn't passed to Mane.
True, yeah.
But surely this is something that Klopp has to sort out. This is playground bollocks. Like, let's be fair.
They're both greedy. They're both very good players. They're not massive.
Is it a bad thing?
No, it's not.
Probably not. It's not a bad thing when it's going well. When they're both scoring, and it's a bad thing when you lose games like that because of a decision like that.
Yeah. But I think the one good thing is that between the both of them, they're not massive egos, because otherwise that really would be a loggerheads. The fact that it would get in the way of the team. But I don't think it gets in the way of the team. So it's a good thing to have. But yeah, it's not. It's never nice if you if there is a bad, who was it for United didn't like each other? Cole and Sheringham, but they still played well. Yeah, but they still played well. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's about the team. So if it carries on, it carries on. That's fine. I don't mind. But if it starts getting in the way, then obviously they would have to be looked at.
Yeah, for sure. Well, like we said last week, Greg, it's another 3 points on the board, mate. Not the hardest of starts, I suppose, but you've still got to get the points, haven't you?
Well, again, they beat us last year, so I'm happy with that. Like, we've improved already. So
yeah, too right, mate. Right, well, let's move on to the next game, which was my boys. So it was Leeds 2, Everton 2. To be honest, it was a fucking quality game of football, especially the first half. First half was just proper all-out attack, both sides. Let's have it. Do you know, it was a bit of a throwback football game. The ref seemed to let quite a bit go. Both teams seemed to want to win, which surprised me with Rafa taking over at Everton. I thought they'd be a little bit more reserved and a slightly bit more negative, but they didn't play like a Rafa Benitez side. They played like they fucking wanted to have a go and try and sort of match us.
That's in every got Jeff Horsfield up front now, is he? So
yeah,
got a few options. Old
they
Rafa.
do, mate. Yeah, they've got a decent little side actually there, and from our point of view, as much as I was disappointed we didn't get all 3 points, especially afterwards when you see the amount that we dominated the ball. I think we had 70% possession. It was sort of large periods of the game we commanded, but Everton had probably the better chances. Both teams had 17 shots in the game. That's how sort of back and forth it was. So I think coming away from it, 2-2 was probably a fair result. Quite easy to predict as well. Kyle and Dave, but I'm quite happy with that. Like I said in our WhatsApp group on Saturday, a result against them sort of sides for us at the stage we're at, getting back into the Prem, is good, because for me, Everton are going to be anywhere sort of between 7th and 10th. They're just outside that sort of European level. With Rafa, with someone of his sort of tactical nous, they might even break into that a little bit, maybe in the top 6, with the right players there.
Enough money, isn't they? Fucking hell.
Exactly. So
you're not on that sort of level. I think you are there. You're there with Everton, no?
Not yet. No, we're not a million miles away. I think next year we'll be on that level and maybe even surpassing that. But look, last year we finished 9th and it was a superb performance, especially considering I think we was only 4 points off of Europe or something. But I don't think we'll be as close this year. I think 9th is probably 8th or 9th is probably the best we could hope for. I think we'll finish anywhere between sort of 8th and 13th, depending on personnel, who doesn't get injured, if people do get injured, this, that, and the other. But yeah, I think we're just a little bit off of that mark at the moment. A little bit more investment, and we'll get to that level, I think. But like they've done this year was all about more keeping hold of our assets rather than adding to it. We invested heavily last year to bring in the right players, your Rodrigos, your Rentes, Rafinhas, and this year was more about keeping the stars that we've built with your Stuart Dallases, Patrick Bamfords, Calvin Phillipses. Our owner even come out and said he had offers for all of them players. which were rejected, and they've all signed new contracts. So it's that's sort of the route we've gone down this year. Again, it's another consolidating in the league this year. Realistically, survival is a win this year for us again. As much as it's negative to think that way, like I said, I think we'll be above that. But it's it's just one of them really. But I thought the game was good. I thought we had quite a lot of decent performances. Phillips isn't quite up to it yet. He's not 100%.
He looked a little bit, yeah.
Still looked a bit leggy. Clicky seems to be getting back to his best. He had a little bit of a rest towards the back end of last season. He seems to be back to where he was at. The setup was a bit...
No bet this year. I'm not doing a bet this year.
We ain't done one, have we? Bamford was phenomenal, led the line brilliantly. He was isolated at times, but the running that man does and the effort for the team is just unrivaled. There's no striker about that does that. And it goes to show for Clicky's goal, the equaliser, the run he's made to steal the ball off of Michael Keane, and then bearing down one-on-one with a goalkeeper with one defender coming towards you. All he's thought about there is Clicky's in a better position, slides him in, and he's got a tap in. He's done that on so many occasions. He's got 9 assists now since we've been back up in the Premier League. It's pretty fucking good. You know what I mean? He's contributing to a lot of goals. And there's one thing I do want to mention, though, which is the little back and forth between him and Yerry Mina. Yerry Mina has got to be one of the weirdest footballers I've ever seen. He's good. No. He's good, but his antics overshadow his ability, and he ends up making errors because of it. Like, it's almost like if he got someone to get a hold of him and say, mate, just fucking concentrate on your game.
Just play the game and stop doing stupidness.
He's an absolute man mountain. He's quick. He's got ability. He can defend. But he's too interested in grabbing hold of someone and trying to get in their head and winning a little personal battle. And it's so strange. Like it goes to show Lionel Messi doesn't get affected by anybody on a pitch. He gets kicked from pillar to post and just gets on with it. Like, doesn't argue with anyone. I don't know if you see his reaction when Mina missed the penalty for Colombia against Argentina in the Copa America. He went fucking apeshit on the halfway line, screaming at Yerry Mina because Yerry Mina done some like dance midway through the game. And he was screaming to him in Spanish, "Fucking dance now! Fucking dance now!" Proper letting him have it. Like, if you're getting someone like Lionel Messi that riled up, there's something not right with you.
Yeah, true story.
And I don't know if any of you have seen the little back and forth he had with Bamford, but he was trying to sort of usher the ball out of play, but the ball was stationary. So he's like standing above it and just falling over and then backing into Bamford.
He backed into his feet, didn't he? He was like,
But then he grabbed his face like Bamford had hit him.
Yeah, and then did you see the weird little like cuddle thing that he done to him?
Yeah.
He like cuddled him like round the waist, and Bamford's going to the ref. What's he doing? Like, what the fuck? And then he bumped Bamford as well.
Maybe you wanted more than a cuddle.
Mate, it was so weird.
I messaged Terry. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, what the fuck is this?
It's one of the weirdest things that I've seen on a football pitch. It was just, and the funny thing about it was in the crowd behind, you could see the fans, and some of them were going, what is he doing? And they weren't even angry. They're just like confused by him. It's just so weird. But anyway, it's one of them. But
do you think your centre halves the weekend are they going to be your main pair going forward?
They're not.
No, they're not. Klopp and Llorente come back in there. I think
going forward, it will be Llorente and Strauch.
I thought he looked dodgy. The weekend.
Yeah, he's playing right centre back. He's
right because Cooper's there.
Exactly, and that's not his position. He plays left centre back.
Cooper's a weak link.
Cooper is the thing that keeps Cooper in there. The thing that keeps Cooper there is his leadership. Yeah. He is the linchpin of that team. He gets it going forward. But I think gradually Luke Ayling's become that anyway. And I don't think it'd be long before. Well, once Llorente's back fit, I don't think it'd be long before it's Llorente and Strauch. But like Llorente's our best centre back, and we're missing him. It's just one of them at the moment. And the thing that frustrates me with Cooper, I don't want to dwell on it too much, but He's very handsy. He loves grabbing a shirt, and it come back to bite him on the arse in this game. Like the amount of times I've seen him do it, even last season with all the VAR debacles. There were so many times watching games, and I'm like, "Fuck me, they better not refer that because that's a pen." And the amount of times he gets away with it. So
what killed me is when he was so bemused that it was a penalty.
You can't
he was literally cuddling him,
No, it's a foul.
Yeah, I mean, he was literally. I just don't get what.
But you wouldn't have always got that though. I don't think. Sometimes they would have classed that as a little battle, but
that's the thing. People were arguing it to stop. The people I've seen saying, "Oh, it's not a pen. It was 6 of one, half a dozen of the other." Calvert-Lewin's got him as well. Calvert-Lewin had a bit of his share. I'll give him that. But Cooper's virtually fucking stripping the fella.
And he's wrong side.
He's
Calvert-Lewin's in front of him.
Yeah, and he's just resorted to fuck me. I'm just going to grab him.
What about Bamford and Mina? That was a penalty. Oh, that was a penalty.
I don't think it was as bad.
No, it wasn't. But if you're giving that, you've got to give that. And do you know what the other thing about that is when you watch the replay? When the ball gets shot in by, I think it might be Rafinha or Roberts, and it hits Bamford on the floor when Mina was behind him, Bamford controls it laying down and has a shot. And you've got to give Mina credit. It's a great block. Because if he scored that, that's last kick of the game. Like that would have been unbelievable. But
I must say, just quickly, a bit off topic. I'm loving the way that refs are just allowing things to crack on this year. I think
more of it,
so much better. Yeah, like again, there's a lot of things I'm thinking that's a foul, but really it's not. It's just I'm so used to them giving. No, I haven't seen the no.
Delph smashed. I think it might have been Rafinha actually. I can't think. Smashed him in the box last season. It's a pen. He's made contact on the player, but for me, as someone who likes a challenge in a football match, I think it's fine. He's got the ball, but he's gone through the man.
They're letting it flow so much more. I think it's brilliant.
The ball, it's fine, fair game.
It's nice to see. I must say, it is, and not everything's going to VAR. Do you know what I mean? It's like
it is good. It's
so much better
this year.
So I'll give them their credit.
But yeah, a little shout out quickly to Damari Gray. I thought he performed very well on the night. It could potentially be a steal at 1.5 million or whatever it is, 1.7 mil. Like we discussed in our WhatsApp group, it's one of them. I don't know if there's underlying problems with him because he started like a house on fire in Germany last year and then just never turned up again. And they wanted rid for as cheap as they could possibly get rid of him. So you don't know how he's going to deal with that. But if he performs like that week in, week out, they've got themselves a little player there.
Is that like, do you reckon it was, if he's not really performing and then he doesn't speak the language and he's not really set, like,
the same thing happened to him at Leicester.
They're probably thinking, go on.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, you just don't know. But it is weird, like Matty said, it happened at Leicester as well. It's weird that it's happened at a couple of clubs now. His ability isn't in question. It really isn't. He's got talent, the man. But yeah, I don't know what's not right there, which is why he keeps getting shipped out. But
1.7 is you wouldn't even get a fucking League One player for that, probably.
No,
if
you're right.
you after a League One player, you'd be that. But that too, we love him. We want 2.5 or 1.7.
You're right. Yeah, it's a bargain. I don't know what wage he's on. I'm assuming hefty, but
did they? It was a free transfer, I'm presuming, surely.
No, it was 1.7 million transfer fee.
No. When he went to Germany.
Oh, right.
I don't know. I think they bought
a bit of money, I think.
I'm sure they did.
I don't actually know.
Get it up.
Yeah, I'll get it up. But they
He didn't go on a free, no way.
I'm pretty sure he didn't. I'll have a little look while we're chatting. But the other thing I want to go on to quickly was where is it? It just says he joined. Yeah, he must have joined on a free.
There you
go. Blah blah blah. Yeah, he joined by Leverkusen on an 18-month. Oh, he only had an 18-month contract.
Oh, okay.
Which could be why they let him go for cheap as well. But yeah,
strange contract to have in professional football.
Yeah, strange, isn't it? But the other one I want to give a bit of a shout out to Rafinha as well. He had a mare against the Scum week 1. I think he absolutely loved playing at Ellen Road with the fans. They got right behind him. I think he adored it. And his
goal was quality as well.
Good goal.
Wow. When you see it from the behind angle, the way he's just...
I don't know how he's found that gap.
Great finish.
Like you said, when you seen that from behind, I don't know how he slotted that. I don't know like how he's even seen
a tiny bit of bend so it goes away from the keeper and comes back in. But it was a great finish.
Yeah,
I liked it. Did you see when the owners were rewatching it on an iPad and they all three, one of them just went, "Wow."
Yeah, Victor Orta just was like, "Wow, fucking."
Perfect way to describe it.
It's true, yeah. And the other one I just want to mention before we move on to the Man United Southampton game is got to feel sorry for Moise Kean. This time last year, he's starting for PSG, and now he's a 90th minute sub for Everton week in, week out. Like,
Scored goals at PSG though, didn't he? Scored a few goals. Am I wrong? Or did he not?
He must be looking at someone like Choupo-Moting starting for Bayern Munich and thinking, really?
Going on it.
What have I done wrong here? Who's your agent?
Everton have got some good players in the final third of the pitch.
Yeah, they do. They really do.
Quite well.
Allen's a good player, to be fair. I like Allen.
Him. Yeah, good player. Decore as well. That's a good
What has happened to Rodriguez, by the way?
I'm not having that legally.
On his way out, apparently.
Allen.
Yeah, what has happened to Rodriguez? His first couple of games, you're like, wow, they've got a player in.
But
he's just died.
He's having a sex change, isn't he?
Yeah, that was the rumour, wasn't it?
No Brazilian is called Allen. Simple.
Dave, there's a reason he went to Everton, mate.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, the guy's got world level ability, but he's not going to put shift in. He'll turn up every now and again.
Mesut Ozil part 2, yeah?
Yeah, exactly. Like,
He'll only be forever known for that goal.
Yeah, he will.
Simple.
And that giant locust thing that was on him. Do you remember in the World Cup? It was like sitting on his shoulder.
Yeah.
It's like, fucking hell, it's a dragon. But yeah, let's move on anyway. So I'll take the point, and we've got a bit of an easier fixture, touch wood, next week against Burnley. It's a pretty tough start, like Man United away, then Everton at home. So it's not the worst coming away with at least a point there. So we'll take it. But yeah, let's move on to another team that got a point. Jonesy, your boys away at Southampton. And to be fair, lucky to get a point with Adam Armstrong missing at the end.
Yeah.
I'm going to say lucky. I get what you mean, but we should have been home and hosed long before anything like
you
that.
weren't. You raised your game against the better teams like Leeds and come up against anyone else you don't want to know.
Yeah, Well, I don't even want to moan. All last season, boys, been a bit moaning, but again, I'm back there. But if I ever wanted to know what crashing back to earth, if I wanted to know what crashing back to earth felt like, I know now. I mean,
you do. If Ferguson was in the if he was the manager, you would have changed that kit at half time.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
Not having that kit. Not having the kit. It's very Arsenal, blue and yellow.
No wonder we drew and played shit then. Fucking hell.
At least Fred got the score sheet again, Jonesy.
Even we're getting the blame for your shit performance.
I said at least Fred got on the score sheet again.
Take some responsibility.
Oh, mate, do you know what? He honestly, 1 minute I love him, and 1 minute I just think, what the fuck are you doing?
Who's this?
Seriously, Fred. He got on the score sheet again, didn't he? That's 2 and 2.
Right said.
One at each end.
It just wasn't a good performance all round, really. I mean, again, we dominated in bits, and I thought I don't even like saying it, but it's so cliche. You just have to take your chances. If you don't and you leave teams in them, how many times does it happen? It comes back and bites you.
And it could, like I said, it could have been worse, mate. They could have easily took all three.
And I don't know why he changed. Listen, if McTominay's fit, just leave it. For me, you cannot play Fred and Matic. You can play Fred and McTominay because McTominay's got legs. Matic ain't got legs. I get it, Fred's got the legs, but Fred doesn't really get forward. He's just busy. He's a busy little bee in there. Whereas McTominay can drive yourself forward. So to put Matic and Fred in there, I think was terrible. I'd have rather gone Matic and Van der Beek or something. Do you know, someone who can.
Forgot about him.
It's not even existed, to be honest.
Just
someone just it not too. I think they're very bit too similar. Fred and Matic are both going to sit back.
Martial McLaren.
I can see why he played Martial, but I would, if anything, I'd have bought.
Explain that statement, please. Explain.
Well,
he's shit.
Yeah, no, do you know what? As time goes on, I'm losing my rag with him.
Question, I have a
Honestly,
question for you.
I think O'Hara said it today, or it might be yesterday. I think.
I'll be there because that man talks utter tosh.
No,
So-
but there's some things. There's some things I think he says quite, they make sense. Martial actually Martial plays with a sort of attitude where it's sort of like, I don't care if I play shit, doesn't matter.
He's still going to play.
He's like, he does play like that. And he was so frustrated. I'd have dragged him long before the 60 minutes. Long before then. I'd have took him at half time.
I'd have sold him 3 years ago.
I asked Kyle this: what manager, in their right mind? I know tactics from game to game change, but you've just won 5-1. Why are you changing the team when they're all available? Why are you changing?
Because they've just matched Leeds for running, and half of them are fucking out on their feet. They're dead.
No, I'm not having it. But
They've done it last season as well. They battered us, played amazing, and then was shit for about 3 weeks.
Yeah, we've been like this for a good few seasons. Well, we've been ever since Ollie got the job on a full-time basis. We've been like it.
I think Pogba and fucking Fernandes were still at Old Trafford scoring against us.
No, Pogba played well, to be fair. Pogba played all right still.
But he's got 4 assists in the first week and looked like the best player that's ever set foot on the football pitch. That ain't the same man.
He's got 5 now. He's got 5 now.
Yeah, but do you know what I mean? That ain't the same man that played the first week.
I just think he changed it too much. Yes, mate.
I have a question for you. So the Sancho thing, explain it to me. I'm not having all this shit that he needs to settle and all this.
No.
He's paid 75 million for him. He's been training all summer because I've seen it on the old socials. He's absolutely rapid. He's in Germany, he tore it up. How is he not starting that football match? Explain.
Calling it out before you reply, Kyle. It's not going to work. He's going to be a flop. But yeah,
I've said it. I'm not totally sold on him or Varane. I've never really, I think they're both. I don't know. Yeah, the names, they're big. They're like your marquee sign, the marquee players. But I've watched Varane play many a time, and he's made many a mistake. And I think
I've seen him have a few howlers. Varane.
I've not seen Jadon Sancho actually play that well outside of a Dortmund shirt.
Neither have I. He's never really done it for England either.
In England.
No, he's not. But again, he's got his numbers are a joke. So listen, I'll give him a chance. But for me, that is the one change I would have made to that starting 11. I'd have put Sancho in for Dan James. I'd have played Greenwood through the middle. I don't understand why he's not playing. He's not been playing all these games for England. It's not like he's tired.
No.
Luke Shaw and Maguire played near enough every game. Yet they started training before him. They're playing more games, and I'm thinking, well, don't they need a break as well? Just, you know what I mean? He should be raring to go.
I know it's not all about money and what you pay for a player, but if you're shelling out 73 million for he
has to start.
He's your marquee. He's your marquee signing of the summer. And
Tuchel said it yesterday when they were talking about
Martial starts over him. I can't get that in my head, to be fair.
It's like a trend of modern times. Like back in the day, someone got a new big player. They're playing first opportunity, introduced to the crowd, bang, they're on the pitch. The whole crowd's going nuts. Now there's this,
even if they're not fit. Yeah,
them in.
I just don't get it. Like again, like you say, regardless of the money. To be fair, even if it hasn't got to be a 70 million or a 90 million. If it's 30 million for your club. There's still a lot of
big money.
They should be playing.
Yeah, you want to see them. Do you know what I mean? The fans in that stadium have gone there that day. We're paying that ticket, and they want to see that new player.
Exactly.
We want to watch Van der Beek play. A lot of United fans, I think, will actually want to see Van der Beek play. And he didn't cost a fucking arm.
They've never seen him before.
I don't even know who he is.
Who's bloke coming
on? young kids are like, where's that bloke with the yellow hair? Where's he gone? Never seen him before. Don't know who he is. Sorry, son.
I feel sorry for him.
Yeah, he's been mucked right off.
Fucking brilliant. But yes, it's like we said, Jonesy. You've gone again and not followed up a great performance. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And that is the difference between your likes of you and Chelsea and City. Really,
Chelsea look like an elite team now. They really do.
Yeah.
Like, I just think we're crying out. We need a centre midfielder whether it be Rice or someone like Ndidi, someone in there that can fucking do the job. Like,
Basuma.
Oh, mate, how is that geezer not left Brighton yet? How? Oh, my Lord.
He's class.
I just want someone to do it. I think I prefer Ndidi over Basuma. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, but you wouldn't get him.
Why?
Not for short of mega money.
Yeah.
I think 70 million that gets Ndidi out of Leicester.
Not so
Leicester
sure,
don't
mate.
You could
sell
get
their
Basuma
players for
probably.
less than 70 million.
Mate, 70 million doesn't get Maddison out of Leicester, and he doesn't start. So
Tielemans is the one for me, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I want that I want that someone who's gonna I want that someone who's gonna sit there, break everything up, pass it to the ballers, and say Merry Christmas. Back on.
Without of a doubt, that is the hardest place to play on a football pitch.
Yeah.
Even
100%.
though if you played it at amateur level, to stop the transition of attack, break it up, and then you get the whole move going again. That's unbelievable.
Oh, 100%. I agree. But that's what we're missing. I feel like that is a sort of possibly a centre forward as well. But again, the way Greenwood started, I'm happy with. I would play him. I'd play him down the middle. I'd play him down the middle. I've said it before. I don't actually see him as a number 9, but I feel like if you can get Sancho on one side when Rashford's fit on the other or something. I mean, he's playing Pogba on the left a little bit as well.
the thing is, though, there's not many like stereotypical number 9s in the game anymore. So he could be a striker that plays through the middle in that 9 role, but just in a slightly different. Do you know what I mean? Like Jota, for example, in the Liverpool team, he's not a number 9, but he plays in the 9 as such.
Yeah, why do you think Bayern Munich is still asking 100 million for Lewandowski at 33 years old? Because he's like a last of a dying breed.
Guaranteed goals, like guaranteed goals.
Would you pay 100 million for him at 33?
I probably still would.
No, not 100.
No 33-year-old is worth. No 33-year-old is worth 100 mil. Sorry.
It ain't your money.
I've still got to go work tomorrow. No, I know, but yeah, it's just
I think you're right. I don't even think I wouldn't give 100 million for Harry Kane. He's 30 nearly. Do you know what I mean? He's 20, nearly 30. He's 29 and whatever. I personally would just, if I'm any top side looking for a centre forward, I'd wait till next summer and I'd give 68 million to Haaland.
Yeah.
Before, actually.
Yeah, but you're going to...
64, is it?
His wages. How much? What's he going to call?
Yeah, but pay him whatever he wants. Have a 10-year contract on fucking 500 grand a week if you want.
Some of the tosh that's been spent on players, like that guy is the real deal. He's the next big thing.
He's unbelievable.
Already there now, in my opinion.
Yeah. His numbers are stupid.
Like players like him and Mbappe have been priced out. They're going to be priced out of moves just because.
He's better than Mbappe, for what it's worth.
Yeah, but
same.
They're just pricing themselves out. They're not even going to be able to get a move because they just want so much money.
Yeah, but the fact of the matter is, if a club spends £64 million on him, that's like a bargain. Like today's lunacy of transfer fees, that will increase the £500,000.
This is
150 grand a week.
That is a 1 in a million deal, isn't it? Like the fact.
Yeah, then whoever gets him is wow. I mean, who that's going to be like?
Yeah, but you'll see more of this. I reckon going forward, you're going to see minimum 3 releases in so many contracts now.
Players are going to run it down now and be a bit more.
Dortmund are going to come out looking the silly ones because they've not taken 100 and something million this year and only taking 68 million next year.
But again, doesn't that show the value of the man? Because they had the option. They'd rather keep him for another year, knowing the goals he'll score.
You know what that does as well? That gives them another year to tap up another little youngster coming through, which is they're going to.
They've already got their eye on his replacement somewhere floating about. The bloke who's
have they not got that Isaac? Is he on that? That Swede?
Yeah.
He's on loan. He's on loan.
He's their player.
Yeah, he's their player.
Yeah. He's decent.
He was all right. He had a good Euros, didn't he? To be fair,
good player.
Yeah. So there we go. He's out on loan for another year, getting more good experience.
And getting regular game time.
Yeah.
It's true.
That could be their answer.
But yeah, let's move on to the one we've all been waiting for anyway.
I need the toilet.
Dave and Matthew. I don't know. Where do we start here? Arsenal 0, Chelsea 2. Dave, I'll come to you, mate. We'll let you start us off because I don't think Matty even wants to speak. Thoughts, mate?
So glad you turned up, Dave. Thanks, mate.
Slightly better than I thought. I predicted 3-0 loss at home. That shows the hopes I had for that game. Just like, I can't remember, I think it was you, Carl, said it, that Chelsea do look another level this year. They're starting to look
Plain barrels.
Like they actually look better than City to me at the moment. Like I thought that they would run City close but fall short. But I feel like City need Harry Kane now to win the league. I feel like if they don't get him, Chelsea are going to take it. They look that good. But obviously, I'm not sort of singing up them to sort of cover over for us because we were so far off the pace. It was a joke. To be fair, in the first 5 minutes, we looked quite bright. I was happy to see him running forward and having a go rather than just sitting back. But then it didn't take long. Chelsea's first attack and goal. It was just like so clinical. Then they just let us do a few bits for a while, and then another attack and goal, and then they just dominated from there on.
But they've not had. They've not had.
Got pulled all over the place. Like Tierney just got dragged in so many times. James has so much space. I bet he couldn't believe his luck. And when you got admit you got to cut them a little bit of slack. Like I know they've been off form and everything like that, but they're still goal scorers. Lacazette and Aubameyang. They had COVID. Say could be arguably our best midfielder. COVID. Ben White not there. COVID. Gabriel probably our second best defender after White. Not there. So it was a bit of a makeshift team with a few young players in there, but I was just still disappointed with someone like Mari. It's just like Lukaku literally looked at him and just thought, "Yeah, I'm standing next to you again. You are
get out of the way."
he just literally destroyed. I've not seen a defender be destroyed like that for.
I see the camera go to Lukaku and it was that smirk. He was like,
yeah. He was laughing as if to say,
he just knew.
I know what's going on.
He knew he had him on toast.
Mate.
He knew he had him on toast. To be honest, apart from that worldie save from Leno, and
what a save!
Yeah, it was
unbelievable save. Yeah. That would have been free. And then there's a few.
Did you see Lukaku's reaction to that? He's like, did he save that?
Save that, yeah.
And there's a couple of other chances where Lukaku was just like bearing down on us, and then we've actually pulled out like a good block from somewhere, but the score could have been worse. And it's just like whoever we play up front has like 0 touches. It's not just Aubameyang.
I didn't even know Martinelli was playing.
We said that
he didn't even touch the fucking ball. I swear he didn't touch the ball.
No.
I don't know the only thing that he did in the whole game.
I thought your bright spark was Pepe when he got on the ball. I thought he actually was the only one who actually had a bit of a go at him. He was running at people.
He's one of those players who takes a bit of pressure off because when you're under it and it goes to Pepe, you think, sweet, he'll do a few tricks, hold on to it for a few seconds, minutes, or whatever, and just take the sting out of what's happening. So I do like Pepe in that regard. The other one, it's the usual suspects like Smith Rowe, Tierney. They played well despite what's going on.
See, I disagree. I think Tierney had a stinker. He's got a couple of moments where he like chased people down and everyone's, he's done brilliant. His positional sense was atrocious. The whole
defensively going forward, I thought he was.
I don't think he's been helped by Bukayo Saka one bit in that game. Every time they saw the camera and you saw the right hand side, fucking Reece James might as well have been in there in his swimming shorts in Marbella, popping bottles because no one was anywhere near him.
Saka went missing, mate.
In terms of playing well, I meant to say sort of referring to going forward, like it's the same people who only ever look like doing anything. Like Tierney. But defensively, he could have done.
If you've got Lukaku up front, right, and then you've got a defender that's like trying to get up his arse and stay close to him, which is not the fucking way to play up against him. You can't battle him.
No, he's not. You're not going to beat him.
He just rolled him every time. Just rolled him. It was exactly where he wanted him.
Where's the tactical nous from whoever? Now this is in game as well. The players need to do this in game. Arteta's on the side. He can maybe be. Where's the block?
Get someone on his toes.
Where is the block to that ball into Lukaku's feet? Why was you letting that happen time after time after time?
You've got to narrow down the space between the midfield and the defence. Someone's got to be stepping in there or be aware of that. I mean, how Granit Xhaka's not figured that one out? Like,
it wasn't just him. That's Lokonga in there as well.
Lokonga's in there as well. Yeah,
I wouldn't pin any blame on Lokonga. He's a young player.
I thought he played well,
and he's actually done all right. Yeah,
but you've got two in there, and not one of them's doing it.
No,
Kaká's got one eye on his agent in the crowd, seeing if his phone's ringing. That's what that is.
The thing as well, what I would have wanted to see was Mari was so isolated and just got totally bullied. For me, they should have moved to a back three and doubled up on him because they needed to do something.
Something needed to change, didn't it? After the first fucking...
He was unplayable. He was unplayable in that game.
Small's turn around when he's done him once.
He was unplayable in that game. They needed to double up on him, and that comes down to Arteta. Why didn't he move the system around a bit? And like what Greg said, regardless of your game plan, that's the plan for the game. Different things happen in different sort of 10-minute sections of a game, and your football knowledge, you just know, right, let's batten down the hatches for 5 minutes and just keep it tight or whatever, get through this little spell, then you expand and all that. But they don't seem to have that. None of the Arsenal players seem to have that nous or the nastiest. Even like if certain players, if Lukaku's bullying you, even if you're a small player, like for instance, when Arsenal and Man United used to have those big clashes years back, and then Arsenal, like some of the United players knew, right, Arsenal are going to play us off the pitch here, so they knew, let's absolutely smash the crap out of them, and just go through them, and then upset their rhythm. That's what you need to do to Lukaku in that game.
Well, Mari did it once, and then he ended up
in the limit of getting sent off. But just do something. Stop getting run over and embarrassed. Do you know what I mean?
Listen, he's a he's an experienced defender.
Who?
Mari.
Is he?
Well, of course he is, mate. He's been. How old is he? 28.
Yeah. Where's he played, Greg? Holly's Wood.
Doesn't matter where he's. Doesn't matter.
No, seriously, where has he played? Experienced of what?
He's 28.
He's never played in a league like the Premier League.
Doesn't matter whether you've played in the Premier League or not. You're a professional.
Yeah, he's a professional footballer, but the level that he's been playing at fucking Flamenco or wherever he was,
he's still an experienced football player. The difference in level from the Premier League to fucking wherever he's playing, yes, but you're still experienced in football.
Yeah.
So,
I'm not having the comment though at all.
Come on, boys.
Fucking Brazil, and now he's playing in the Premier League, so I'm not having that one bit.
Oh,
it's not even remotely the same.
So he's not privy on the Premier League, but he's still privy within football. So you know, if you've got a striker that's fucking having you up, you need to put someone in front of his toes.
Yeah.
It's not just for Xhaka and Lokonga to fucking make sure. It's for him to fucking say to them, get on fucking stand on his toes.
Oh, it's very sweary.
Oh.
Okay.
It's in-game management. There's just nowhere near.
Yeah, but it's not this. Before the game, surely Arteta must have known what Chelsea's tactic was going to be.
Everyone knew. That's the thing.
Everyone would know that they're going to roll it into Lukaku and he's going to go spinning. Anyone knows that.
But that's how silly it is. You've had all week to prepare, knowing that fucking Lukaku's going to play. You've then got 3 players that are not doing the fucking job. Mate, it's shocking.
No, I do agree, Greg. Someone's game plan should have been for that whole game, stand on Lukaku's toes. That's your whole
One
job.
at a time, boys. One at a time. Go on, Dave.
I was just saying, I agree, Greg. Like someone's game plan for that whole game, Arteta should have literally just said, "You are like glue. Stick in front of Lukaku's feet, and Marty, you stick like behind him." I agree.
Go on, Matty. You can chime in now.
I don't really know what else to. It's just, you know what, the thing that pains me more is I'm still annoyed about the Brentford game that hasn't gone away. The Chelsea game, there's no disgrace in losing to Chelsea. Chelsea are going to batter many a team in this league. They're not going to win 1 or 2-0. They're going to smash some teams as well.
I'm sure we
even with experienced defenders.
Yes. But what I'm saying was, like Dave touched on, you lose Ben White to COVID. You've lost Gabriel. Well, he's not played because of the Olympics. Them two are our starting centre backs.
And then you've lost Mari to Lukaku.
Well, Mari's
now finished.
Pocket somewhere, screaming to get out. I think, to be fair, but anyways,
I'm an experienced defender. Get me out of it.
Yeah, Yeah.
Oh,
And
brilliant.
Beck are gonna
Episode
turn up at the
title.
Emirates next week.
Uh,
But anyway, so like Dave, again, I agree with Dave. First 5 minutes, you've got a little bit of hope. You're thinking, all right, they've started all right. They've started pinging the ball. And then it was just like phoning Crime Stoppers for 20 minutes. Like, what
It was.
going
It was
on?
like, end it now. End the game, please stop.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I would never, ever, I don't think I've ever said a bad word about Kieran Tierney, but that was his worst game by a country mile. Like you said.
But he was still one of our
maybe a
better
bit of
players.
naivety is, what was that?
But he was still one of our better players, despite.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, going forward, yes, but like to get sucked in like that at centre half, and Reece James ain't 5'1", is he? Like he's a bit of a unit, the geezer. He's out there. He's got the whole right wing to fucking practice his sprints up and down the right wing, and no come near him. I mean,
shut up.
Something's got to be ringing in your head saying,
Okay.
I need to mark him. Like, what the fuck? Like, I just don't get that.
It's
still
easier
can't
said
get
than
used
done,
to
isn't
it.
it? It's easier
Yes,
said
of
than
course it is. That's why we're amateurs and we're just talking about it like the way we're talking. But like you said, the in-game management is just not there. Like I said, I think I touched on it the week before. The training drills that he's doing are just too involved, and no one really knows what their role is. I don't know if anyone picked up on it. There was a section in the game, I think, when we were already 2-0 down. Arteta is barking instructions at Smith Rowe, and Smith Rowe's like looking at him like, hey, Brad, like, do I stay or do I go? Like he doesn't know whether to stay, to press, to fucking float around. There's no idea there. There's no idea at all. I'm shocked he's still got a job.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'll tell you what.
ridiculous.
We'll end it there, but here's a question for both of
No,
you.
I've got plenty more.
Yeah, but we'll obviously go on forever otherwise. Carl's got Love Island to watch, remember?
Sorry, Carl.
Here's a question for you both. How long has he got? Because
It's a good question.
you've got to assume, like, you might shoot me down here, but you've got to assume you'll lose to City.
Yeah.
Because pretty much everyone assumes they're going to lose to City anyway.
Yeah.
beat Norwich.
Well, United and Liverpool on this, yeah, I would say, yeah, probably.
Yeah, I think if he doesn't get a result,
Well, look, you've got
losing to City.
here's your next four
Norwich.
games. You've got West Brom in the cup. You've got, which ain't a gimme.
None of them. If we were playing Notts County, it wouldn't be a gimme at the minute.
You've then got Man City,
Turner.
Norwich at home, and Burnley away. How many from the league games there? How many
Say that
points?
again? What was it?
Man City away,
Yeah, I knew the Man City one, yeah.
Norwich at home.
3
I
points.
think the writing could be war in a Norwich game if you don't get a fucking 3
You've
points.
got an international break in between this, haven't you?
Yeah,
They need an international.
and then Burnley away.
You could increase.
And then we got Tottenham at home after that, I think.
Yeah, you have. Yeah, where along that route there does he go? If it like,
But I mean, if you're the Arsenal board, like, look what happened last season. We lost 4 or 5 games in a row at the Emirates. That hasn't happened since fucking World War One, I don't think, or whatever it was. I mean, and he still kept his job then.
Do you think he's got money in the bank because of the FA Cup that you got? And
I think that's.
I don't think that would bide you that much time with the performances that we've seen. But then again, you look at the plus. All right, it might not be
a project now, though, isn't it? Like, he's part of the project.
Yeah, but he can't be rinsing out that one. Like, I mean, nah. At the end of the day,
when you've won it 500 times.
We've got some plus points coming back into the side. When Aubameyang fully recovers from COVID, as does Lacazette, you've got Ben White and Gabriel to come back as well. And Ødegaard, I'm still taking Ødegaard as a plus. Despite what people are saying, I still think he's got something in the locker to offer. And let's judge him over a whole season. Let's see what happens.
And for
He'll
what he played, it was all right.
do well against Norwich, Odegaard, I reckon.
Well, yeah, put it this way:
Or Barber would do well against Norwich, to be fair.
if you fail to beat Norwich, like, and I'm not just saying losing, but if you fail to beat Norwich, is he still in a job?
That's a very, very good question. But knowing the Arsenal board, yes.
Exactly. Any other club, I'd say he's in trouble. But with
No, I agree with Dave.
I think where you could see some serious pressure. Say if he doesn't quite win and it's a frustrating draw against Norwich, and then you lose to Burnley away, and then you
I don't
lose.
think Norwich is a give me. I don't think. I'm not even.
No, me neither. But say if you then lose to Burnley and Tottenham, I think,
I think he could be gone
horrible at that point.
Personally, I think he
You
could
think
be
what?
North London derby if he doesn't start picking up points.
He could be gone before North London derby.
Yeah, I think he could be gone before that game. Possibly.
I think if you don't beat Norwich and you don't get maximum points out of Norwich and Burnley, I think that could be And you've got Tottenham after Burnley. I don't think it'll be the Norwich game that kills him. It'll be the Burnley game.
Burnley away. I don't even think that's. I don't know if
no,
that's.
it's a tough game, Burnley, won't it?
Like obviously these first two games have happened and you've got 0 points. What I'd love to be a fly on the wall and hear what he says to the players before the Man City game. Mentally, they
good luck, lads.
Basically.
I'll have a word with Pep and tell him to ease off.
Yeah, take it easy today. You know what I mean? It's like, mentally, they must be destroyed before they've even stepped on that Etihad pitch. Them little boys that are playing, some of them, which they are, they must be just like that. You know what? If we take a spank here, it's not really going to make any fucking difference anyway. I might try for 10 minutes and see what happens. But like you said, most teams are going to lose to City. Well, a lot of teams are going to lose to City and Chelsea, etc. So,
exactly.
Yeah, it's true.
No.
I mean, it's just mad to think we could be sitting there after like 3 to 5 games and we could still have having no points is a genuine possibility.
You'll beat Norwich. Don't worry about that.
No. I don't think that's a given.
I think Norwich is a gimme for everyone this year. I'll be honest with you.
I don't.
No, I know what you're saying, but yes, it's gonna be interesting, isn't it, to see what happens with it over the next few weeks.
Yeah.
But yeah, right now we'll go in quickly and we'll just run through our baller of the week, donkey of the week, and then our predictions for the upcoming fixtures. So first in, I want to go through just as quick fire, really, boys. Your ballers of the week. So Dave, we will start with you, mate.
Danny Ings, because of his goal, basically.
Hell of a goal by him.
Yeah, unbelievable strike. Got to give him it. Jonesy.
I'm going to go Lukaku, just because I thought fair play to him. He had just a beast of a game. Just tore. It was just he had a good game. Fair play to him. Looks a new man.
Greg.
Ings.
Boyle.
Mari Gray.
I thought you said Mari then at first.
Or Mari Gray.
No, he's coming up next.
We can't pick our own players, can we, Dave? Or can we?
For Donkey, can't you?
For the donkey, you can.
Yeah, with Donkey, you can pick your own. Yeah. I've gone with Lukaku as well. So we've got a dead heat again, lads.
Yeah.
So I tell you what,
who's the odd one out?
Making Lukaku, to be honest.
The odd one out is Matty. So we'll let Matty pick.
Danny Ings all day.
Well done, Danny.
There we go. Danny Ings is our.
Well done, Danny. Lovely goal, mate. Lovely.
He's our baller of the week.
Easy.
Now this is gonna be a fun one. Which Arsenal player are we picking as donkey of the week?
I mean, come on. You can't be about Arsenal, surely. In every game.
Let's have a little look at the games.
I've gone in with. I'll go in first. It was Mari for me. So yeah, that's mine.
You might as well have mine. Make that 2. Yeah.
Mari squared. Boyle.
It's got the hat trick.
Mari cubed.
It's an absolute full
house. Full house. Corey's got Mari.
It's an absolute casino.
Oh yeah. Western Super Mari. He's all over it. I don't know if. Oh no, we have. I've just actually had a look. This time last season, second week in, Allison had a clean sweep on our donkey predictions.
So times have changed.
He's in good company. Hopefully, he comes on like Allison has, boys. But yeah, he's our donkey of the week, and Danny Ings is baller of the week. So congrats and commiserations, however you want to look at it, lads. Now we're going. Oh, Greg's gone for shit. Now we're going to go in with our predictions for this weekend's fixtures involving our teams, boys. So, first things first. I was going to start with Kyle. Actually, we're going to start with you on the first game, Kyle, as you are top of the table.
Be
And it
kind,
is
Kyle. Be kind.
Manchester City versus Arsenal. So, how many are Manchester City going to win by, Kyle?
I think it could be an absolute rout 66.
Wayne Routledge.
Uh,
I don't like this show anymore.
I'm going to go for it. 5-0 City.
5-0.
What?
Oh, you got Aubameyang back? Yeah, no.
We'll go in the order that we are in the league, boys, because I think that's fair for how predictions should go. So next in is Boyle.
I think we're going to score like the shittest goal ever. Like it's going to come off 9 players in the box, like pinball, and it's going to go in, and Edison's just going to look dumbfounded. But we're still going to lose 3-1. And I'm going conservative on the 3, by the way.
I just accidentally typed 33-1, so I don't know if that's an omen.
Damien.
Dave.
3-0. The City, that is, by the way.
The confidence,
We
Dave.
didn't-
That's
we
2
didn't-
weeks running.
We didn't need to ask, Dave.
Greg.
Six.
Was that 6 or
I keep going, or no, 6-0.
6-0? Jesus.
Wow.
Great goal.
I've gone with a conservative 4-0, guys. Yeah, sorry. I just can't see
Getting
improvements.
over the 6-0. I mean, yeah.
Coming off of performances that you have, this is not the team you want to play.
No.
Absolutely not.
I think I'm going to get the points for a win. I'm just going for a score that is
Out there.
Backtracking. Don't want to get the stick with you, boys. No? Next in, boys, time for you to get your revenge on Greg. Liverpool, Chelsea. Kyle, we'll start with you again, mate.
This is tough. This is a tough game to call. Big time. Especially very early on in the season. Tough.
1-1.
Ooh. Boyle.
3-2 Chelsea.
DS.
Goal City.
1-0 Chelsea.
Greg.
this is simply just for points in the fantasy. A little 2-1 Chelsea.
Oh, hello.
Not what I think, but I've just
Absolute. No, it's
That's not a
that'd be bottle
prediction.
job.
What is
Well-
this all about?
Well, I've gone with what the Scouser should have picked, and I've gone 2-1 Liverpool.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think Matip and Van Dijk might keep Chelsea quiet. To be honest with you,
I think the same with them. I think them boys at the better keep Liverpool quiet as well.
yeah, I think it'll be tight either way.
It'd be a
But
tight game, yeah.
Close game,
Yeah.
for sure.
looking forward to it. Actually, I think that'd be a good game.
Especially this early.
Can't win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next in is the Sunday game, Burnley versus Leeds. Kyle.
Leeds 3-1.
DS.
Leeds 2-1.
Boyle.
Same as Mr. Jones, especially remembering the game where you played them last year, where you just murdered them on the counter attack, and I think that's going to happen again because you took them to the cleaners last time. There, I think it'll be pretty much the same. Yeah, 3-1 for me.
3-1. Gory.
2-0
Oh, you bastard. 0-2.
Leeds.
Good lad.
He's better not let me down this week. I was going to go for the Desmond as well, and nah, they better not fucking mess. Your loyalty is swaying me slightly. You can't psych me out like this. I've got to forget that we're pals here.
If ever there's a team that's got a Desmond in them, it's us as well.
Oh,
Goals galore, mate.
Loves a pork pie, the fella.
Not Rolo.
So I've gone with Leeds to win 2-0. Yeah, still fond memories of the result last year. I think we've just got their number really. And then the evening game on the Sunday, Wolves versus Man United at Molineux. Jonesy.
He's his first win, isn't he? That
I'm gonna go 3-1 United. Yeah.
DS.
3. I think 3-1 as well, United, to be fair.
Boyle.
Ran a start. Winning.
Yeah, I thought Man United would absolutely smash Southampton, and I think Wolves are a better side than what Southampton are, personally. But I think Man United will nick it 2-1.
Oh,
2-1's a good one.
Gory.
3-0 United.
Oh, I thought you meant to Wolves. And I want to change mine now, but I've already wrote mine down. I'm going to stick to my guns. I've gone 2-1 to Man United as well, same as Boyle. I think they'll just get a 10 out there probably at the end. Be a similar game to Southampton, I think.
No, it's going to be a tough one.
They've always got a conceding a goal in them, I think.
Yeah.
I thought
I think
only against Southampton, to be honest.
I think Varane are coming now, though.
Yeah, that might be that's the slight difference.
I think Sancho will start.
Oh, in that case, Wolves 3-0.
All changed.
Yeah, well, that brings our episode to an end. I sort of want to drag it out a bit now because I don't want Kyle to make the Love Island final thing. Not that he's in it; he's just watching it, guys. But yeah, thank you for everyone.
See you later, boys.
Watching and listening. And yeah, cheers, boys. We will reconvene at this time. Well, not this time, but
Just a note for
day.
Just a quick note for the listeners. I look forward to speaking to you after we've lost the third game as well. That'd be brilliant.
But Matty, what you've got to try and think of is just imagine if you somehow snuck a result out of it.
No,
it can happen. It can happen.
It's not going to happen.
But it can. It's just that's okay. Yeah, probably no. It's not going to happen.
Become infected with COVID and have to play the youngsters, then you might.
They'd still win.
Yeah, well, they probably would. Let's be right. Let's have it right. Yeah, they probably would, to be fair. It's not this game. We're just crying out not to play this game. Of all the teams to play next week, they aren't the one, man. Not
well, like we said, Matty, after losing to Brentford in your opening game, you don't want Chelsea then Man City, do you?
No.
It's like, fucking hell, really?
Yeah, it is a fucking hell, really. That's the best way I could describe it. Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Oh,
that could be our episode name. Fucking hell, really.
Good luck.
But yeah, all the best, boys. Have a good one watching the footy this weekend, and
see you later.
Yeah.
look forward to giving you guys a bit stick in the old WhatsApp. Thanks for everyone who's watching and who's listening to the episode. Slap a like, subscribe, all of that rubbish, and yeah, till next time. Adios.